This is Rikke from Risola Designs. I'm here with a video which I'm very excited of because this is my first design team project for JunkWithSteph. I'm so excited because she makes the most beautiful digitals. So I'm thrilled to be on her design team, and I'm so excited to get to work with her digitals because they are just gorgeous. I will link all of her information down below, her shop and her accounts. So make sure you check her out if you haven't already, because she's the bomb. She creates beautiful, beautiful, beautiful digitals, and she has loads and loads of digitals, so you can definitely find nearly whatever you're searching for. So let's just dig into this. I've found 3 file folders because what I want to do is to make a sort of Flip-out-folio or journal insert or something like that. You could use it for whatever you want, to be honest. I've already pre-cut some pieces, the base you could say. So my thought was that it should flip out like this. And for these basic pieces, I used 3 file folders, but you could use maybe 2 or whatever, how many you want. The reason I used 3 was that I wanted it to be a little wider than half a file folder. So I had to use 3 because the length is too long to go on here twice, if that makes sense. So I used 3. And as I said, I've already pre-cut the base. So what's up next is actually to put the basics together to form the flips. And then I'm going to decorate it afterwards. So let me just grab my paper trimmer because I need those flaps here where we're going to put glue on the back side here. I need them to be a little smaller, so I'll just trim them. Like that. And I think maybe before we glue them together, I want to ink up the edges, and I want to maybe make an angle here. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So let me just measure here, and then I'm going to trim as well these edges here, like that. And on the other side here, like this. So and then I'm going to ink up the edges, and I'm using my walnut stained distress ink to do that. So I'll just be back when I've inked up all the edges. So now I've inked up all the edges. So now I'm going to glue down, glue this flap onto the base. And I think I'm going to glue them onto the back. Actually, yeah. So I'm going to put glue on here and then put it on the back of the base. Like this. Yeah. So now it flips perfectly. And this one I'm going to put on the back side as well. This. And then I'm just wiping off excess glue. So now we actually have 2 flips. Like this. Just making the crease more creased. So, and putting some more ink here on the front. Yeah. So now we have to decorate. But before I just start decorate, I just wanted to show you some of the pieces. Wow. From the kit I'm working on this time. It's called Urban Angel, and it has this So that was just some of the pages from the kit, some of the pieces. And I will, as I said, link Stephanie's shop below. And I will, of course, link a direct link to the kit as well. So you can just go in there, go down there and go straight to the kit. So for the front, I want this beautiful blue pattern. So I'm marking where I should cut. Slightly smaller than the piece I should cover. So what's here? And then I'm going to cut it down. So like this. And of course I'm going to ink up the edges of this as well, so no white is shown. Like this. And then I'm putting on some glue here. And then putting it down to fit the piece here. Beautiful. So same procedure, and I will speed this up so you don't have to watch me decorate all the pages, and I'll see you back when I've decorated all the pages. So what I want to do now is to create a window pocket sort of thing, flip out something, I hope, to go on one of these sides here. So I have to decorate this side here again, because I had an accident where I had to tear the beautiful papers, so I've already cut another piece to go over here. But I want to create the pocket before I glue that one on. And for the pocket, I'm using another file folder and just measuring how big it should be. And then I'm going to cut it to fit the size. Like this. And actually I have to make another cut. So, and then it's supposed to go on here like this. Or maybe like this actually. So it flips out like this. I just need to cut it a little bit smaller, just a tiny bit. Yeah. And then it's supposed to go on here to flip out like this. And what I want is actually to have another piece. This is not big enough. I need to, maybe this will fit. Yeah, this will fit because I need to have a back side and a front side. So I'm just measuring how big, and then I need to cut it to size. So let me just see here if it, yeah. And then I need to flip it over. No, actually I need to get rid of this. And then you can size it down. And so we want to make a window. So I'm going to do that. And I will speed this process up because you don't have to watch me cut a square out of a piece of cardstock. So now we have our two squares with windows. And I just have to make sure they fit each other, and they do. Great. Oops. So now I'm going to ink the frame up. So now I have to measure the vellum piece. So I'm going to trace the shape of the frame twice actually. And then we can flip over, fold in half the vellum piece, and hopefully it fits. And it does. Yeah. So we need to make a closure for the envelope, and I'm going to use another file folder to have that good crease to make a closure from, or a flap. So I'm just cutting it. If I could, I have to get rid of this one. So, and then we're just taking a little piece. Like that, and we're going to cut the one side very tiny, like this. And then I'm just inking the flap up. So what I'm going to do now is actually to glue this flap onto the pocket, because I have to do that before I put the vellum in. So I'm going to glue it here, and I'm going to glue it on this side so it will open like this here. So I'm going to run some glue here. Like this. And I'm going to make sure it stays in place. So I'm just... And I'm wiping off any excess glue. And then I just saw here that there were a little piece of excess file folder. I just cut that off. So now we actually want to glue the vellum piece down. So we want to make a closure for this envelope. And we want it to be in the middle, approximately in the middle. About here, I think. And then we want it to be down here as well. And then we need to punch a hole, and then we actually need to use this one to punch some circles. And of course we need to punch some circles from the kit as well to make them cohesive with the rest of the folio. Yeah, and we need to make some holes in this one. No, actually, I'm going to use this trick to punch the holes before punching the circle, to make it be in the middle. this one as well. About there. So, and then we're going to glue all of these together in 2 stacks. So now we have our 2 little closure circles. So now we just need to find a brad or 2 brads. I think these will be too big. No, actually, I think they will work. And then we need some string. So I'm using this Avril yarn, beautiful dusty rose colored Avril yarn. So now we need to put this one over here, glue it around the hole to make sure the vellum won't rip or tear, because vellum does that a lot. And actually, before we put the circles down, I have another trick, and that is to punch an eyelet and okay, let me just put the right here, and then it's just to, I need something to hold it with, because it's the small ones, but it's just to, oops, just to punch an eyelet without any paper or anything in it. Because in that way it makes some room underneath the circle, like this, so the string goes easier through or underneath. So now I'm going to put it through the hole in the vellum, and I'm going to spread those brad legs like that, and I'm going to put a piece of regular tape over those legs to make sure nothing sticks to them. Yeah, and then we're going to do the same thing in the flap. Like this. And then we need to tie the string around the one circle here. Maybe we should just take a little more. And I'm just tying a double knot to make it hold, and then I'm cutting off the excess string. So what we want to do now is to glue the vellum onto the frame. So I'm just running some glue and then make sure it's in the right direction. Otherwise your closure will be in the wrong spot when the pocket is finished. So, and what I actually want to do now is to sew around. Maybe I should just give it a little glue here just to make it stay in the right spot while I'm sewing it. Like this. And then I'm going to sew around off camera. So I'll just do that and then I'll come back to you. Now I've stitched around the pocket all the way around. And so now what we're going to do is to glue the back side of the frame down. So I'm just going to do that. Running some glue. Of course, I could have sewn this frame separately. I should have done that, but it's too late now. So nothing to do about that. But now we actually have our pocket. And it closes up so nicely. I think what I'm going to go for is this type of closure here. So the string is way too long. So I'm just tying a knot down here. And then there's our pocket. So what we have to do now is to glue it onto the to the flap here. And I was hoping that it would work. No, this way I should. Yeah. So I'm just running some glue along this flap here with the edge here, and then making sure it stays down. And then we have to glue this one on. So I'm just putting some glue like this. So now this pocket is actually ready to get some beauties inside. So I'm going to decorate some of the other panels. And for this middle piece here, I wanted to make just a sort of a display thing with this beautiful dried flower. So I'm starting off by cutting this flower to size to fit the panel, because it's a little bit too long. It will fit. Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to cut a piece of this plastic to make the display. And then I want to put this inside here. I have to cut a little bit more off. So, and what I was thinking was to, maybe I should just cut off a little bit more, actually. Don't have to be the same size as the panel, because the roll is not that size. And then I was thinking to sew around, but I think I need to give it a little bit of glue anyway, like that. And then I think I'm going to sew around the edges. And I'm doing this off camera, so I'll just be back in a second. So now I've sewed around the edges. And what I was thinking of was actually to add a bit of more interest, actually. And I was thinking of maybe adding a word. And then I thought maybe of adding it just here. Whoops. But I was thinking to back it just with a little piece of fabric to have something peeking out. So I will do that. Like that. I think it's beautiful, actually. It's so simple, but it's just beautiful. So now I have to figure how to attach it, and I was thinking of adding a brad actually, and then it's just hanging there, and I really like that. So what I was thinking of for the next panel was actually to use an envelope from the kit. I've printed this one out in 80%, and I'm just going to cut that out, and I'll be back afterwards. So now I've cut out this envelope, I've inked the edges, and I've backed it with some thin cardstock. And actually, while I was cutting this one out, I thought, why not use another one of Stephanie's beautiful envelopes? So I just did the same thing to this one. So now I actually have to glue them together and glue them into this panel. So I'm just running some glue along with these two side flaps here. Or actually no, actually I need to make a closure first. So I'm just gonna punch out some circles, a lot of circles. So, and these are going to be the closures for the two envelopes. So I'm just going to glue them together, and so now they're all glued together, punched and inked. So now we have to figure out where they should go on the envelopes. And then we need some brads. And we're just taking the same as always for this project. And yeah, so now we're just going to put them like this and like this. So, and then we have to attach some string, and it's gonna be the same Avril yarn as I used for the vellum pocket. Let me just show you on this one here. Let me just zoom in a little. So I'm putting the string under the circle, and I'm tying a knot on this side here, like that. And then I'm going around like this to the other side, and over here I'm tying a double knot. Like that. And then I'm cutting off excess. So now we can glue the envelopes together. Great. So now we can actually just close our envelopes like this. And the string is of course way too long, so I'm just cutting it off and tying a knot on the end of the string. And same over here, just wrapping it around and tying a knot. And then cutting off excess. And then we're going to glue them to the folio. Yeah, like this. And actually, I think that's all for now. Or not for now, but for this folio, I think it's done. Oh, no, it's not. I need to make a closure for the outside. So I think maybe I will be using some ribbon. I think I actually have the perfect ribbon. These are some ribbons I've dyed myself actually, and I think this blue one is just gorgeous. And yeah, so I think I'm going for this blue ribbon as a closure. It's a bit bulky, but yeah, I think it will work. I think we should try with this one as well. It's more natural color. I actually think I like that one better. So that's what we're going for. And then like that. So, and then we have our folio. How about that? So I'm just going to glue the ribbon onto the folio. So let me just show you here. Flips out like this, flips out like this, flips out like this. Here's our vellum pocket. It would be easier if I wasn't framed so you could see it. Flips out like that. Ties up here with a string. And here's just that little display we made. And over here, envelopes from Stephanie's beautiful Urban Angel kit, tied up with some Avery yarn. And then the whole folio closes up by a dyed ribbon, like this. So that was all for now. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, all of you, every single one of you. So thank you so much for watching. So I hope I'll see you again. Have a nice day and bye.